Welcome to Eternal Life Plan. I'm Christine Harrington. Well, we live in interesting times now, don't we? Today, I'm filming in my studio where I record my business videos. And I thought, well, what the heck? I'm already here. I might as well film an Eternal Life Plan video too. And in today's video, it's about COVID-19 and abortion clinics, right? This morning, the governor of my state of Indiana called for a state lockdown due to COVID-19. Is it the same for your state? Now, I got a lot of flack on social media because I asked the governor not to close our state. As of making this video, we have 12 deaths in the state of Indiana. Now, that's 12 too many. And I understand this virus is very contagious. I understand both sides. I'm not uninformed. But I also asked the governor in another post if all abortion clinics statewide are closing. Interesting. No one challenged me on that question. And of course, the governor never answered. But more right after this. Yesterday, I read a well-written article on the very question I asked the governor. This article is from Right to Life Indy, and I'll post the full article link below in the description area. Now, I'd like to read the article to you because frankly, I'm not smart enough to write an article this well. But I'll also add some of my comments as well. It starts, "The game is over. The coronavirus has shown that abortion has nothing to do with real health care. You can call abortion murder or you can call it choice. But after the actions of the abortion industry during the coronavirus outbreak, there is no way anyone can still call abortion health care." No kidding. For years, abortionists have tried to portray themselves as healthcare providers. They have insisted on referring to abortion as reproductive health and tried to fit into the world of medicine, doctors, and hospitals. Of course, the purpose of healthcare is to promote health and to bring people who are sick or injured back to a state of health. That's common sense, isn't it? It's a little hard to claim abortion as health care when a perfectly healthy woman walks into a facility with a perfectly healthy baby, and one walks out having her health jeopardized by an unnecessary procedure while the other is killed in utero. With the country now combating a global epidemic, any pretense that abortion providers are somehow engaged in health care is over. While communities have been coming together to fight the coronavirus pandemic, abortionists have gone out of their way to ignore healthcare recommendations, exploit the epidemic for more funding, and use the research for a cure for this virus as an opportunity to push their political projects. We are practicing social distancing, learning how to teach our kids via e-learning, converting our offices into endless Zoom meetings. Oh, I know about that. And conference calls. And most importantly, limiting non-essential travel goods and services. Meanwhile, abortion providers are recklessly endangering public health in their attempts to maximize the number of abortions they can commit. Despite the fact that the world is facing an unprecedented public health emergency, the abortion industry has collectively shrugged their shoulders at the measures the rest of us are undertaking to support healthcare workers and combat the coronavirus. Instead, Planned Parenthood in California has doubled down on committing abortions by reportedly cutting back on other procedures and services in order to focus on abortion. By the way, their number one moneymaker is abortion. In Ohio, providers like Planned Parenthood are defying the governor's orders to provide only essential medical care, despite a letter from the state's attorney general ordering them to stop abortions. Of the 6 facilities in Ohio, 5 are continuing to perform abortions in spite of the state's ban on all non-essential medical procedures. Now, not only is it insulting to try to claim that destroying human beings is essential and healthcare, by continuing to commit abortions, abortionists are depriving frontline healthcare workers of resources, support, and materials that they need to do the real healthcare work of treating and testing for the coronavirus. The abortion industry's reaction to the coronavirus goes beyond just reckless indifference. However, in an effort to exploit this crisis, abortion lobbyists are trying to sneak extra funding into the relief bills that are being debated in Congress. Last week, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, what a surprise, tried to work around the Hyde Amendment, which prohibits federal funding for abortion by appropriating extra money for abortion through the Department of Health and Human Services, where the Hyde Amendment does not apply. Now she's trying to fund Planned Parenthood and other abortion providers through aid that is earmarked for small businesses, even though Planned Parenthood posts multi-million-dollar revenues annually. This continued attempts by our abortion providers to exploit the coronavirus crisis so they can receive more federal funding is part of what is causing Republicans and Democrats to hold up these much-needed economic relief bills. The abortion industry is also using the coronavirus emergency to try to resurrect their pet political projects, namely trading and profiting on fetal tissue. Yes, you heard that right. The Charlotte Lozer Institute reported last week that abortion advocates are cynically calling for an end to federal restrictions on fetal tissue research, claiming that baby parts are necessary for engineering a vaccine for the coronavirus. Oh my. While ethical researchers across the country are furiously trying to devise tests and treatments for this deadly disease, advocates of the baby part market see this as an opportunity to try to claim legitimacy for what many experts in medical research consider a dead end. As Dr. Tara Lee, a clinical researcher who is an expert on pathological mechanisms, particularly of childhood diseases like mumps, measles, and other viruses, testified in front of Congress, quote, "After over 100 years of research, no therapies have been discovered or developed that require aborted fetal tissue. History has shown us that we never needed fetal tissue," end quote. Ethical alternatives that can be used for developing vaccines abound, and yet those who profit in the use of fetal tissue research saw the research for a coronavirus vaccine as an opportunity to exploit. When a real healthcare crisis has emerged, and those who are generally concerned about women's health, as well as men's health and children's health, they're rolling up their sleeves to save lives. The abortion industry is showing their true colors. They could care less about health care. In fact, they have pushed and fought to commit abortions despite the fact that they might be jeopardizing public health. They can try to claim otherwise all they want, but their actions speak much louder than their words. There is no denying that abortion has nothing at all to do with true health care. Never has, and it never will. End article. Again, this article was written by Right to Life Indy. So let me ask my governor of Indiana the question again. Why aren't you closing the abortion clinics too in Indiana? Sounds like a non-essential service to me. It's certainly not health care. Remember, eternal life is forever. Call your governor and insist abortion clinics be closed in your state during the COVID-19 lockdown. Save lives. God bless you, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.